Hello, dear viewers. You are welcome to First 11. You are welcome to our weekend review and the review of the Europa League Cup that was played over the week. So, Kenny, what do you have to say concerning the Europa Cup final between Manchester United and
And
Tottenham?
Tottenham. You know, it's so funny. Tottenham they ended their trophyless run, their 17-year trophyless run. It came to an end on Wednesday night in Bilbao.
Yes.
They defeated Manchester United 1-0. They stuck to their game plan, which was score the goal and then lock up shops, pack the bus. They did it so
It was
successfully.
a dismal performance from both sides. Yes, it was really poor.
You
It
know,
was really poor.
and to the funny enough, the two teams they were playing for this final. They were losing all
Exactly.
matches in the Premiership.
Exactly. They were waiting for this
Only
because
one only
they
one
want to
victory
pass
in
through
10
the back
games
door to the to
to the
the
Champions League.
UEFA Champions League.
And then it got to the final. We were expecting them to give us exciting football. And at the end of the day, they gave us a very poor outing.
It was a nice show. I told you that Onana would disappoint.
Yeah,
You saw what
it did
happened.
actually. It did. He was
It's
unable to
really,
keep the
it's really
clean
sad.
sheet. So
It's really,
Manchester
it's really
United,
sad.
they have issues. They have plenty issues to resolve in the transfer window.
A lot
Plenty
of
issues.
issues. A lot of issues. Manchester United performance, I think it goes beyond just the
The
players.
coach.
It goes beyond just the players and the coach. I think the board, they have a hand
Yes, it
in
has
it
to do with the way the club is
because
run. I give you an example. OG Nice in France, they have the same ownership with Manchester United, but because of UEFA rules, Manchester United, Ineos, they had to detach a little bit from day-to-day running of Nice. And we saw what Nice did this season in France. They qualified for the Champions League for the first time. So I think Manchester United fans have to ask questions from the board and have to demand a better structure of running the club, because Manchester United has become a joke of a club. You cannot believe that Manchester United before now, they were winning the English Premiership for fun. But now they can't even make it to the Champions League. They were even fighting relegation. That's how bad it has gotten to. So Manchester United fans have to ask questions of the board, and then things need to improve very fast.
it's quite sad because next year they will not be playing any of the UEFA league competitions.
Organizations.
It's sad. So let's leave Manchester United with their problem. Let's go to the Premiership this weekend. I just observed something. I discovered that all the teams that are vying for the UEFA Champions League spots, they are playing away, with the exception of Newcastle. Chelsea will be playing against Nottingham Forest. Chelsea will be playing away to Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest. And both teams need a win. It's very dicey
Yeah.
for Chelsea right there. Then Aston Villa, they will also be playing their match
Manchester
away
United.
to Manchester United. I don't know how they will be able to get out of that because Manchester United, they will try and prove a point against Aston Villa come Sunday. Then we also have Manchester City
Manchester City.
playing away to Fulham.
Fulham.
Yes, it's only Newcastle that is playing at home. So it's a really dicey one for all the three teams that are playing their matches away, with the exception of Nottingham Forest and Newcastle.
So I'm sure if Newcastle, if they can get a draw, it's dicey. They just need a win. Newcastle need to win their game to be sure.
Yes, Newcastle need a win to be very sure, but a draw may help them too. But they just need a win to be very sure. You understand?
They need to win.
They need a win. But I know that Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, they will cancel themselves. Either one will go through. The two cannot go.
Of course.
One will qualify between the two. The two cannot go at the same time. You get.
Exactly.
Then Aston Villa, they need to beat Manchester United. I don't know how they are going to do that because they are playing the
Manchester
match
United
at Old Trafford.
Yes, Manchester United will be motivated to end the season with a victory, at least
Yes, they
to give
want to
their
end the
fans,
season on a high note.
at least to give their fans something to smile
To
about.
cheer.
So it's not going to be easy for Aston Villa tomorrow.
It's not going to be
But
easy for Aston Villa.
if they can pull themselves together, I'm sure they can get a victory. It's not that difficult this season to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. It's something similar to a piece of cake. So
Yeah,
if Man City Fulham, that's another tricky game. So Fulham this season, they've been they are in the top 10. So they are playing at home. And it's not easy playing against them at Craven Cottage. So I don't know. It's going to be difficult for Manchester City.
it's
Even
going to be difficult.
considering the season they've been having, they've not
Yeah.
had it rosy this season. Tomorrow is
But
going to be very, very unpredictable.
that is true. But I believe they will qualify anyway. I believe they will
If they
qualify.
can get a point at least, it's going to help them.
I believe they will
With a
qualify.
point, they will be sure.
Yes, I believe they will qualify. Then we move straight to the Serie A. It was a wide jubilation.
Napoli fans.
Yes, yesterday they defeated
And
Cagliari by 2-0.
agony for Inter Milan fans.
No, Inter Milan last weekend they had the opportunity
Against
to
Lazio.
defeat Lazio, but I don't know. Towards the last minute, they conceded a late penalty. If they had won that game, I'm sure the league would have been over by now. But it's unfortunate. So for me, I don't feel pity for them because
no, I don't.
Because they have themselves to blame. So yesterday I was just thinking about it, that if Atlanta, because I was looking at the point between Napoli, Inter Milan, and an Atlanta, that if Atlanta win their game today.
Yes.
So I'm looking at the point between Atlanta, Napoli, and Inter Milan. The gap is not that much. It's not up to 6 points. So I was just thinking, if Atlanta, if they are taking this serious after their ouster from
they would
the
have
Champions
competed.
League, they would have stood a chance against Inter and Napoli. I'm sure, yes, they would have been able to win the Scudetto. I think the Atlanta downfall started when their coach made that comment against Ademola Lookman. So Ademola Lookman, after the Champions League, if you observe, he wasn't giving his full
he couldn't get back his best form.
Yes, the coach demoralized him. So and the comment also affected the entire team.
Yes, I think the controversy.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate. So congratulations to all Napoli fans.
And Antonio Conte.
And yes, Antonio Conte. I think Antonio Conte has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he's a quality
despite
coach.
the loss of Victor Osimhen. And he was able to take them to the Serie A title at the first time of asking.
Yes, he lost a lot of players and he was still able to conquer all the big teams in the Serie A. He has won it with Chelsea. He has also won it with Inter Milan. Now
and Juventus.
He has won the league title with Napoli.
And I learned that this might be the end of the road for him at Napoli. I think he's going to leave Napoli, and I'm hearing that Roberto Mancini is going to become the new coach of Napoli, and then Antonio Conte will probably go to Juventus.
All these what is the problem? Is he having any issue with the management of Napoli?
Yes, he's having issues with the club president, De Laurentiis. He's having issues with De Laurentiis. So I think this
Conte is a very stubborn. It's a very stubborn man. But I think they should stay put with Conte because he has built a team so that they can perform very well in next year Champions League.
And Peter, we must also not forget Scott McTominay, his role in making Napoli the champions.
Yes,
we have to give kudos to him for the difficulties he had at Manchester United and then and then I think he did very well.
His role was pivotal, yes. He did very well. In Manchester United, he was sidelined, but when he got to Napoli, he proved his mentor. He's a good player. Dear viewers, we thank you all for staying tuned to our channel. We have come to the end of today's weekend roundup across Europe. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and goodbye.